All right, people. What up? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is Eagle Eye, the transfer rumor show, where I talk to you about rumors surrounding transfer rumors surrounding the Arsenal. Now, as you guys know from yesterday, hopefully you watched my podcast yesterday, where thank you once again for Big D's, as I like to call him, Diesel coming on, and Mr. Black Scorpion himself, Ola, coming on. Thank you so much to those two coming on. It was a good show. It felt really, I don't want to toot my own horn, almost professional. It felt like a really structured show, which was really weird. So I hope to keep up that standard moving forward. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't had a chance to listen to it, what are you doing? Check it out after this. Moving forward, what I'm going to do with the transfer rumor shows is I'm going to make them strictly a Monday to Friday thing. I'm going to give myself Saturday off. My Saturday off, I say it's off, is really to focus on chick flicks. So that's why I'll be doing a lot more material on Saturdays for that. Obviously, Friday, every week is the combat show. And then Sunday will be a podcast, which is now Late Night with Chick. So that is the name of the podcast. So hopefully it has not much more structured feel to the show, where I would hope most times I'll be able to get a guest for that. And if I'm not, then it's just going to be a quick half an hour with me before I bounce. I'll just talk about a particular football subject with Late Night with Chick. Okay? All right. So moving forward, let's talk about the story at hand. This is probably the biggest story of the day so far that is football related. Let's not talk about Boris, shall we? And that is Mr. Thomas Partey, the man that I assumingly am obsessed with. I didn't want to be in this position because I know I can feel it. I'm being sucked in, and I know I'm going to be set up for disappointment. I know I am, especially protracted signings like this. Every time we get ourselves into a protracted situation that lasts for a period of time, we never get that person. Never. I don't know that. I already know that. But because I've wanted this player for so long, I'm almost allowing myself to be deluded into this possibility that we might actually get someone of this elite class. So for people that keep saying to me in the chat, we're not going to get Partey, right? We're not going to get Partey. I know. I'm just commenting on the stories as they develop. But Mr. Thomas Partey. All right, let's talk about him. Obviously, this is a player that apparently is Arteta's number one priority this summer in terms of signings. This is an elite 26-year-old Ghanaian. I'm not even going to call him a defensive because he isn't really. He's very good at doing the job, but he's a combative midfielder, probably the closest thing to a Michael Essien, and I wanted Essien before he joined Chelsea, to a Michael Essien that you'll get. Excellent player, can literally do it all, can tackle, excellent reader of the game, can shoot, doesn't take a bad free kick even. So much power, so much. Maybe he's not necessarily the quickest, but he commands so much control. I don't think a central midfielder needs to be that quick. Just be a quick thinker, and he very much is that. I literally can gallop from that midfield and start. He can start moves from a defensive perspective. He can start counterattacks very, very quickly. That's one thing I would say. Probably is one of his strongest attributes. Is making that last-ditch tackle, grabbing the ball and saying, right, I'm going to just gallop with this ball. And I think we've missed that so badly. So much as well. Supposedly he's our number one target, and the reason that this is even a possibility is because for the last couple of weeks we've heard that his dad says that he would love his son to join. His dad has leaked, or what we hoped was a leak, that Partey is in talks with him. And then Partey's agency denied it. Then Partey's agency decided to start flirting with other clubs. And now there's a common belief that Thomas Partey is ready to come to Arsenal for various different reasons. I've speculated this on this channel before. Being of African descent, I know Arsenal is one of the few places on earth where they are still recognized to be a major force. Um, African clubs do like Arsenal. They like Liverpool, Man United, and Arsenal. These are three clubs they hold very very dearly, particularly West Africans. They hold Arsenal very very dear to their hearts. And for me, it wasn't a surprise to hear that his dad was keen and didn't mind the idea or the possibility of his son joining Arsenal. Um, if you believe in the oracle that is David Ornstein, Thomas Partey wanted to join us last year. I remember reading that particular story and thinking, oh gosh, if only. And it obviously never materialized. This is a player that Emre wanted. Remember, Emre's been wanting Thomas Partey for the last couple of years and ended up with Torreira when he first joined the club. So, yeah. So this is a player that's been long associated with Arsenal, to be honest. And it's come about now that apparently he's very interested in the move to Arsenal. And obviously, we are still in the middle of a very, very disrupted season that was going to financially, however you cut it, really going to have an impact on us. But the only reason this is even being talked about as a possibility is that we found out that the boy has a release clause that isn't the craziest amount. He has a release clause of 45 million euros. Sorry, excuse me, 50 million euros, 43.5 million pounds. And that's the only reason that this has become a possibility. And so everyone knows that everyone's caught up with this now. Well, the latest twist in this particular saga is that Atletico Madrid, who apparently wasn't interested in a swap deal for Lacazette, are interested in a swap deal for a former Arsenal player. It's almost poetic, this. A former Arsenal player, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Yes, Atletico Madrid have pitched to Liverpool the idea that, listen, if you're interested in Thomas Partey, well, we're interested in Oxlade-Chamberlain. Maybe we can work something out. So obviously, that kind of left me bummed out because I thought, oh gosh. I must admit, there are two things I will say here. Regardless of whether you believe Partey wants to come here or not, I do have my doubts as to whether a swap deal is the answer for Liverpool. I think if Liverpool are going to get Partey, they're going to have to put up some hard cash for the simple reason that I don't see Oxlade-Chamberlain wanting to go to Atletico Madrid. Keep in mind, this is a former Arsenal player that we know quite well ourselves. I don't feel like that would be something that he'd want to do at this point in his career. He seems to be genuinely very, very happy at Liverpool. Liverpool fans, by all intents and purposes, seem to quite like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. So I'm not sure how much of a popular move that would be. And also, in addition to that, actually, apparently, Liverpool are not keen on this idea themselves. Remember, this wasn't their idea. They like Partey just like any other club around the world. But they're not keen on the idea of losing Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain for it. Keep in mind, I think Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain signed a deal maybe 3-4 months ago. I know he signed a deal very, very recently. I remember reading that because I remember him reading that he was quite surprised he got one, given the fact he's been injured for most of his initial deal. Yeah, they seem to have a lot of faith in him. That's the only thing I'm holding on to when thinking about this Thomas Partey dream. But yeah, it seems as though thus far that as things stand, we are not completely ruled out. But all of a sudden, a little curveball's been thrown in that makes this deal a little bit likely. But I'm still holding on to the dream, people. So I'll burst in my bubble. I'm not in the mood. The Partey deal's still on. Speaking of Thomas Partey, though, it's only sensible to plan in case you don't get the player you want. And Arsenal look like they've done that. They've got a party plan B, so to speak, and that's Gelson, who's the 22-year-old from Flamingo. Decent player. He's had stints in Europe before, most notably Roma. Didn't particularly work out at Roma, but he's gone back to Brazil, reapplied his game, and he looks decent. You know, another one that he seems to be very comfortable in a physical battle, which is good. Has decent touch on him, has good passing range, which I like. But apparently his discipline's it's a little bit funny. So I guess he's still a raw talent. He's still 22 years old. You probably sat there thinking to yourself, all right, but so is he that good? He's decent. I ain't gonna lie. From what I know of him, he is decent. He is a player I do remember. He is decent. Whether I believe Arsenal will make that bid, I think very much lies on whether I think the Partey deal comes off. I think it's interesting to say that I suppose you suspect that this deal only happens if we don't get Partey, and it feels like an Edu engineered deal. I can't see us getting both of them, and I would rather, if we have a chance at Partey, that's the one we should be going for. He's more of more ideal quality. He's the person that can help us immediately. This kid, I don't necessarily think is going to be a Martinelli where he surprises us. I feel like he's going to be someone who I think we're going to have to be patient with. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to worry and think Denilson here. I don't think it's going to be that. I'm a bit wary over things I've seen and made me think maybe he might not be good. And just things around his stats and made me a little bit worried about him. But at least Arsenal do seem to have a plan B. I obviously reported on another plan B that I would prefer, and that's Sangara. That's the one I would personally go for. But it'll be interesting to see how we move. What do you guys think? Let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Speaking of midfielders, let's talk about another one, and that is Dani Ceballos. Dani Ceballos. This story came out, saw it in the Metro via, is it El Confidencial? I think the story originated from, and that is the fact that Arsenal do not want to take another loan for Dani Ceballos next season. In fact, by all intents and purposes, they're in talks at the moment to extend the loan, but that's only until the end of this season. Because obviously, as things stand, come 30th of June, my man's off. So obviously, they need to. Now we have an idea that the Premier League looks like it's coming back 1st of June. They obviously need to get in a hurry and get everything sorted. So they're in talks with the moment at Real Madrid about extending that deal long enough till the end of this season. And but they have no plans to continue that loan into next season. So that's interesting. I don't know what that really tells me. Does that tell you that perhaps there's a role for maybe Emil Smith Rowe to play? Do they have another plan for another type of signing of a similar ilk? I would love a Thomas. So I would love a Dominic Szoboszlai next to a Thomas Partey. That would be my ideal solution. But what do you guys think? It's interesting to me that they've gone down this route. But we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments down below. Let's talk about central midfielders. Mr. Mohamed El Nene. Apparently, let me count this. Supposedly, according to his agent, so I have to keep that little nugget in mind. This is apparently according to his agent, and this is via turkishfootball.com, that Dani Ceballos, now Mohamed El Nene has offers from England, Spain, Germany, and Besiktas. Which means with any luck, he's out of there. I don't know how much we're looking to command for him. There's nothing in the story that says how much we're looking for. Supposedly, Besiktas are trying to get the money together to keep him. They obviously are very keen that he stays. His contract, believe it or not, believe it or not, guess when Elneny's contract runs out. Keep in mind, we have all these players like Aubameyang's contract runs out this summer. Sorry, next summer. Bukayo Saka's contract runs out this next summer, right? When do you think Elneny's contract ends? That's right, June 2023. Oh, come on. Oh, how, how? Why is it that these are the type of guys that sign the contracts? 2023, flip's sake. Anyway, so yeah, so apparently, bear in mind, this is according to this story. It's 2023, so I'm sure people are furiously checking that right now. So we'll see what happens. But yes, it looks as though, yeah, I know, I can't say it properly, Elliot. I can't say it properly. I'll freely admit it. But yeah, it looks like at least if Arsenal are going to try and raise some cash and get some people off the books, they're going to have to start with Mohamed Elneny. So yeah, let's see where we go and go from there. Okay. I suppose staying on the theme of midfielders, but focusing more on the left wing. Let's talk about Mr. Ryan Fraser. Yes, Ryan Fraser is said to be on the verge, excuse me, of signing for an unnamed club. It was only a couple of weeks ago that Ryan Fraser, there was rumours that Ryan Fraser basically told friends and family that he wants to sign with Spurs. Him being free, inevitably he's going to be very heavily linked with us because we need signings, but we don't have money. So it kind of suits our MO. And to be honest with you, from a player's perspective, and this was something that I did speak to the boys about on yesterday's podcast, actually, I think he suits Arteta's ilk. I don't think he's overly technical, but I do think that he's quick, he's hardworking, and he makes chances. And actually, I think Arteta could find a use for that as a squad player. You know, I think he could do a little something, maybe almost play an Adam Lallana role, but on the wing. You know, the way Adam Lallana is not really a starter for Liverpool, but he comes on, and Liverpool fans generally quite like Adam Lallana. Mind you, I ain't trying to get Adam Lallana either because I know he's also free. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but it looks like he's about to sign. My guess is he's about to sign for Spurs. To be honest, I could see Jose really liking him as well, for the simple reason that he works really hard, he makes chances, he's everywhere, and he's quick. You know, and apparently there's a lot of speculation about what's the name of that dude that they got from PSG? French Walcott, as my man calls them. What's his name? Forgotten my man's name. Anyway, there's a lot of rumours that he is unsettled at Spurs. Actual replacement for him in the sense that, you know, they're both quick guys. So yeah, let's see what happens. But no, not that guy. Liverpool, you Liverpool. He's a player that is already there. A player that's already there. They got him from PSG a couple of years ago. French Walcott, super quick, scores the occasional goal here and there. Ball guy. Mora, there you go. I knew someone was on point. Jibs, thank you for your donation, bro. And to be honest, I ain't been invited yet. So I assume not. I ain't been invited. So I assume not. So that's more of a question for him than myself. But I've not been invited, so I don't know what's going on. Well, I know he's doing one, so yeah. I think that's it. Have I forgotten any other stories? Let me know. I'm just going to do a quick scan. Oh yeah, of course. Arsenal being on the verge of a signing. So I told you guys this about 3, 4 days ago, but Arsenal are looking like they're about to sign. What's it called? Arsenal are looking like they're about to sign George Lewis. He's the raw talent, 19-year-old winger that they're signing. Essentially, this is a guy that's going to just slot into um, Steve Bold's side. And, you know, he looks decent enough. Seen a couple of clips on him, Norwegian guy, plays on the right-hand side, can play on the left-hand side. Very, very raw talent. I don't expect to see him at all next season. Let's put it that way. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's go from there. What Saudi takeover? Takeover of who? Let me know. You and Lee have done a few videos together during lockdown. No, we've just been getting on with doing our thing and focusing on our channels. We're not falling out or anything. I literally texted him 4 or 5 hours ago, something like that. So yeah, we ain't falling out or anything. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna assume I'm on a watch along. Do you know what I mean? Especially because it's not Arsenal. Now, if it was Arsenal, I'd perhaps be a little bit more presumptuous. But this is the Bundesliga. He's not said nothing to me, so I assume he ain't done that. But I'm going to try and get Lee on the podcast at some point, depending on when he's busy, because this boy does a show every single minute of every day. Works too hard. So it's just about finding a gap that he's not working. Chick, is it a morale thing if Arsenal players take a pay cut and then you go and buy top players? That's a good question. I think that's a fair question. Um, I suppose it could be, but it would be very interesting to see how Arsenal negotiate that. Like when you are bringing on players, are you telling them they also have to be on a pay cut? I would be very surprised. So you're right. I think that is going to be an interesting debate and how they're going to approach that. And maybe that's why I didn't knock them for how long they took. I saw lots of people saying, "Oh, why is it taking Arsenal players so long to agree to a pay cut?" I understood. There are lots of different elements that you've got to consider in that situation. So, yeah, for me, you guys know I approach these sort of things with a HR hat. So I kind of, I'm not saying I don't want to be bougie and say I get it more, but I do get it, you know? Mr. Hernandez, my favorite Mexican American. What you saying, Maji? Man like Cheek, we should go for Ricardo for Leicester. Uh, there's so many things I could say to that. Yeah, ideally, but considering that he is, and watch how I trigger Liverpool fans, considering he's the best right back in the Premier League, why would he leave Leicester? Why would he come to us? And how much would that cost? That would be more than our summer budget. So no, I don't see that happening. Did you see the Rabiot rumors? I did. I didn't pay a lot of attention to them because I only saw them in one place. But yeah, I did see the Rabiot rumors. Rabiot rumor does worry me a little bit when it comes to Partey because I feel like if we go for Rabiot, we ain't going to go for Partey. I know Rabiot is a little bit more of a technical player than Partey is, but Rabiot has also played as a DM as well. So that does worry me a little bit. I still think Partey's the play, man. Partey is the play. But I know that Rabiot is desperate to get out of Juventus, as is Ramsey, because they're just stockpiling central midfielders at the moment. Plus, they also want Paul Pogba. So I can understand. Yeah, in an ideal world, of course, you'd want. I'd want any kind of midfield partnership of Partey and either Awura, Partey and Dominic Szoboszlai, or my ideal one. No, it's actually my ideal one is Partey and Awura, or Partey and Rabiot. I would love that central midfield partnership. I don't see us getting both. Whether we like it or not, the club highly rates your Guendouzi's, your Joe Willocks, your Emil Smith Rose, and we've got a lot of central midfielders. You know, we're still waiting to see what happens with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Torreira, as things stand, is still there. You'd think that if we get a Partey, then it's a wrap for Torreira. You would think that, but yeah, I think it's important to not just assume anything. Yeah, that could be the thing. I think if Partey leaves Juventus, it will be on loan. I agree. I do agree with that. That's I think that is possible. I can't see Arsenal getting both. I can't. I think Melina is speaking to one of you mods. If this Joe person is annoying people, I would ask Joe to be easy. I won't kick you out, but there are enough mods in here that will. Big up to the real ones in here, but the haters. Trouble. There's booby trouble. Right, Chib, did you see the lead shirt? Are you talking about a red one that kind of looked like a puzzle and it was like a dull red? Yeah, I saw it. Didn't like it. Why not a loan deal for Rabiot? Yeah, why not a loan deal for Rabiot, Tama? Okay. Rabiot is a better version of Xhaka, agreed. But key people, this is not so much what I would do. This is more about, do you see Arsenal selling Xhaka anytime soon? I don't. I hope I don't. Great show, Chig. So Gerson as a backup option for Partey, thoughts? I literally just talked about it, bro. I literally just talked about it. I think that is a plan B for Partey because I think that's more of an edu engineered plan B. Thank you, Melina. So if the girl says it, and yes, I'm starting to believe you're a girl. If a girl says it, maybe people will listen. So smash them likes, get them likes up. Like my man says, 22 likes only. What's going on? 22 likes only. Smash those likes. Please absolutely smash the like button. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. I hope you do subscribe as well. Make sure you subscribe. Still trying to hit my number before the end of the season. Still trying to hit that 8K before the end of the season. Hopefully, once football kicks in, I will definitely do that. But any numbers I can get in the meantime, please do subscribe. Hit the likes as well because it encourages more people to see it. And yeah, just very, very quick plugs as per usual. People keep asking me where my cooking shows are. I have said this before, but I'll say this one more time. So next weekend, I'm setting up my membership. I know people are like, ooh. I'm setting up my membership. My membership is specifically going to be for personal stuff. So FIFA, cooking with the wifey, personal vlogs, little bits and bobs I'm going to put in there. I'm going to make it a one-tier thing. I'm not going to make it too complicated. And it's all going in there. Having said that, I've filmed two episodes that are already on my phone. It's just a case of putting them together now. I'm going to put one out for free. And that's going to be the apple crumble one because I owe you guys that. So I'll make sure I put that out. And then I've done another dish. I'm going to put that in the member stream. So make sure you catch that. And yeah, I'm going to spoil you lot. Those people that sign up to the membership, I'm going to spoil you lot. I promise. So there's that. What else? What else? What else? So yeah, FIFA. I told you guys this. Next week, I'm gonna start streaming FIFA as well. Just do little bits and bobs there. I may start a bit earlier than that, depending on what I'm doing this weekend. This weekend's a bit of a dead one for me, so it's possible I might just be bored and say, "All right, guys, let's do this a little bit early," and I'll put a couple of those out for free. But most of those will be on the membership. So make sure you sign up to that. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? The combat show every single Friday. Make sure you don't miss that every single Friday. Sergio, I've seen your donation, my brother. Thank you. I'm coming to you in a second. So you know what? I've seen your donation, and yes, Sergio, I will join you. I will join you to get drunk. Um, what else? What else? Combat show every single Friday. Link is in the description. The Chick Flicks channel, link is in the description for that. So make sure you join that. And yeah, I'll come into the chat room and I'll have a little chit chat with you. Please do smash those like buttons. Smash that like button, guy. Sorry, let me highlight your thing. But yes, I will join you for that. Thank you. Chip, cook the subscribers a pandemic meal, bro. I will do, my brother. I will do. I will do. Georgie's in the house, who likes to promote his OnlyFans every single time he comes in here. I'm starting to think he actually has one, because otherwise it would be a weird joke to continue. I just see Sergio's comment. I'm not going to highlight that. We're going to make the women that come in here feel comfortable, and they don't want to hear about what you do over Veronica Rodriguez. Notice I am taking that name and entering it into my search engine right now. Jeez. Any other quick questions? Any other quick questions? Any other quick questions? Still not convinced by Partey as a DM, as everyone claims he is. So yeah, it's funny you should say that, Chelsea. So I basically said that earlier. I don't think he's necessarily a DM. What I think he basically is a midfielder who's just good at that position. He's a box-to-box midfielder. Here's the thing, Chelsea. Let me put it another way to you. Would you have said Patrick Vieira as a DM? No. But would you have said we need a freaking Patrick Vieira in that midfield? You're the gosh damn right. So I think that's what he represents. No, I'm not saying he's Patrick Vieira, but is there any reason he couldn't make a similar impact? You know, maybe he could make the same impact as Diaby, minus the injuries. You would hope. Miss Melina, great combat show with Diesel, Will, and Ola. Keep up the proper work rate. Cheered. Much love from the six. Thank you, Miss Melina. I hope you're well. Oh, Joseph, don't try it. Don't try it. Especially don't act like, oh, I'm above that. Even in quarantine, I wouldn't dare touch my penis in quarantine. Brother, come on. Ain't no one believing that. Come on. I act like you're above that thing. And plus, I never said it. It was Sergio. It was Sergio. I'm just reading what he put. But thank you for your donation, Melina. I hope you're well. Smash them likes. Hey, Pope. Marbles. If we had three hard workers who could pass, tackle, cover the ground, that's a major step up in our balance and shit defense. For Chelsea, that's the point. See what Marbles has just put there? That's the point. That's why you have a Thomas Partey there, not because of Partey's a defensive midfielder, but because he can have that type of impact in the team. We don't have that right now. We have a Granit Xhaka that every other 5 games might turn in a 7 out of 10. And that's if he hasn't already cost us the freaking game, you know? We have a Guendouzi who, listen, I still like aspects of Guendouzi's game, but I did see a worrying statistic the other day about how he's the player that allows the most players to get past him or some shit like that. I can't remember the way, but basically defensively, it did not look good for him. And so I've started to have a little bit of doubts over Guendouzi. Torreira, I like Torreira. I think he's tenacious. I do think tactically he's poor. And I think that's the reason that managers don't fancy him. I think he makes a lot of recovery tackles, but I'm always so suspicious about players that make a lot of recovery tackles, because it makes me think, so you don't read the game well at all, and that's why you have to do that. What happens when your pace goes? Can you still make that same recovery tackle? And I think we saw that a lot with Koscielny, although Koscielny, to be fair, prior to him acting like a dickhead, and the last 5-6 games he played quite well, to be fair. But I think with Koscielny, we saw him suffer a lot because once his Achilles went, the pace went, and he didn't have that ability to make a recovery tackle. You know, Clichy was another one who was very, very good at making a recovery tackle, but he was not good at being in the right place at the right time. You know, whereas I feel like Partey is excellent at that. He's excellent at that side of the game. You know, each their own. I'll give you a little promotion there, George. I'll give you a little promotion. Exactly. Jagger is slower than my nan, for real. Good question. I always liked Yoba. Yoba was my guy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, he was my guy for a long, long time. For a little while, I wanted Arsenal to get him. I thought he was my. Honestly, I really like Joseph Yoba. Be interesting to see what he's doing now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you subscribe. But thank you. Welcome. Welcome. All right, guys. What are we gonna do? Let's do another 5 minutes and I'm out of here. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I can see Arsenal signing really good up and coming players over the next few years. Then in 2 or 3 years, boom, we are at the top again. So Bosley, Miguel Silveria, Thiago Almanda, you know the rest. Yeah, yeah. I still think they'll cost money because of how young they are. Sabroslai, though, they're talking 20 million euros, which for his talent, I'm like, let's get him. That's all type of price range. 20 million euros is about 15 million pounds. Let's go get him. Chig is a real gunner. Thank you, my guy. Chig's definitely a Yakubu fan. I wasn't. I wasn't. Little fun fact about me, I wasn't. I always preferred Obafemi Martins as a striker to play up front for Nigeria. Wasn't really a Yakubu fan. For your football podcast, what first special guest have you got in mind? When you mean special guest, do you mean someone like famous, like a Kevin Campbell, that type of thing? I'm sure I know enough people to speak to Kevin Campbell that I could probably get Kevin Campbell on. I probably could. You should get Troops on as your special guest. Troops is a man in demand like no one else. I've told Troops many times, brother, need you on the show, bro. He always tells me, yeah. I give up now. uh, do you rate Moses chick? No, he's industrious. I give him that, but that's all. I never was a big fan of Moses. Your thoughts on Basham of Sheffield? Listen, I know people. These signings may not be good. Good. People might be a little bit like. Let me tell you something. Any of them Sheffield United players will improve our team right now. I'm being deadly serious. Would you swap Kolasinac for a 10p Fredo? Nah. I'll swap him for a pack of strawberry Haribo. Though. I would definitely swap him for that. Sergio, you still in the chat? Best Nigerian player was Kanu. No gunner bias. Marbles, stop it. We've had this argument before. The best Nigerian player ever was JJ Okocha. I want to hear any other discussion. Uh, 3 minutes, guys, and I'm out of here. 3 minutes. Are you into R&B music? Do you like R&B music, soul music, classic rap? Sorry, classic or rap? I'm a big hip hop rap guy. Um, Definitely like old school R&B for sure, but I'm a hip hop head, and I'm a UK rap guy as well. To be fair, and a grime guy. I was definitely a big grime head back in the day. Are you excited by Nigeria's young players coming through in the national team? Absolutely, absolutely. We are producing a nice crop of talent at the moment. Nice crop of talent. We just need to keep going as much as possible. I still like us to produce a couple of decent defenders. All of our attacking players, yeah, cool. Where are the defenders though? Where is the goalkeeper though? So yeah, but attacking wise, next World Cup will still be a threat. Will be a threat for these guys. I've heard people call us the African Belgium just because of the amount of quality that we're starting to produce. Backup options for Partey. For me, it's simple. Sangara. Sangara would be my backup option for Partey. He's 21, 22 years old. So good. Big lump of a player. But that's a real DM right there. Real DM. Florian Balogun. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Do I rate AJ Tracy? I've got to commit. I've got to admit, I don't know who AJ Tracy is. Straight up. I hope not. I hope not. I think he's more of a left winger. I hope not. Just need Saka to switch to Nigeria and we're good. Yeah, I would love Saka to. I'll be honest. Selfishly, I would love Saka to switch to Nigeria. I've got a feeling he'll stay with England, but I would love him to switch to Nigeria. Decore is Premier League proven. Yeah, he's 28, 29 though. I do like Decore though. You guys know I've been singing his praises for the last 3 years on this channel. Yeah, but it's good compared to where we came from. We were nowhere near Belgium's level. Quite frankly, I wouldn't mind us being a Belgium flirting with a final or two. I wouldn't mind that at all. Yeah, it's the hype man set. JJ Tracy. Tyrese. Oh, AJ Tracy is a rapper. Oh, no, no, no. Don't. Mm-mm. When I say I mean rappers like your Kanos, your Carlas, your uh, gosh, I could start listing them all. I suppose, without trying to sound like an old man, my generation, the Greece Angara would be my first choice. When do you realistically see the season start? If it doesn't start the 1st of June, and there's a real strong possibility it doesn't, I I would avoid the season, to be honest. So we'll see what happens. Oh, he's a rapper from Tottenham. All right, cool. I'll check him out. Your gigs, there you go. Your gigs, your raskets, there you go. There you go. There you go. When will football kick off again, Jay? Well, they say 1st of June. That's what they say. We'll see. JME, there you go. JME from Tottenham. There you go. This is my generation. So I assume this AJ Tracy is. See, now I'm gonna have to go in there check him out. But I assume he's the youngsters' generation is there. So I'll check him out. All right, guys, I am up out of here because I know people have gone to check out Lee on AFTV. So and my man's advertising it on my channel and thing. So let me get out of there. Please do stick a like on this video before you get out of here. It allows people that are watching AFTV live to at least notice this. But other than that, I'm out of here. Take care for now. Peace.